All right, wholesale weekly update. We are on week number 13. Still nothing closed or funded, and that's completely fine. Right now, I'm just stacking bricks. The goal is to stack these bricks, lay the foundation so I can build the house ahead of me. We're doing pretty good. I mean, I sent out 2 contracts this week. One I kind of got ghosted on, so I need to follow up with that one and figure out what's going on. Another one I sent out to Decatur, Georgia. I know the numbers aren't accurate. I know they're not perfect, but I did get the contract sent out. I did get it signed. I'm going to start working on moving it, get feedback from buyers so I can relay that back to the seller to get some information and kind of guide them on what actually needs to happen and transpire to make that deal move. That was a deal I've been working for about a week now. That lead came in, I think, at the beginning of last week, and I've just been giving it, nurturing it, following up every once in a while. And I was transparent wholesale with this guy. I said that I'm a buyer at 32, but in reality, he wants closer to 55. We settled on 45. I got to the point where I said, I'll get this in front of my buyers and I'll see, exactly what kind of feedback we're getting and I'll relay that to you. So he completely went with that. He agreed with it, and it's not going to take up too much of his time. So he's willing to give it a shot just to see if we can get it to move. The other deal, it's a Texas deal. This one was interesting because I had Joey Dirte, awesome dude, very knowledgeable, very successful, it seems as well. He gave me a full overview on this property. He broke it down. I'm not sure if I put this in the last video, but he walked through the numbers with me and said that this was actually a good novation pitch. Shout out to Joey. He's been doing this 30 for 30 thing too. That thing has been phenomenal. I'm gaining so much knowledge and insight. It's crazy that there's things like this that are for free and people don't take advantage of it. I never understand that. Like, I truly don't. It's happening every single night, 7 o'clock. They're giving you as much information as possible. Title companies there, a nationwide one. He's just giving you all the legal aspect of things. Like, it's just perfect. One of the things that I thought was really, really amazing and something that I would like to do in the near future is he's buying on seller finance and selling on a wrap. Like, this model was just perfect. It kind of adhered to my short-term rental thing that I had a couple of years ago, where it was the arbitrage aspect, and he called it financial finance arbitrage, to where you're making money off of money that's already there. It was just beautiful, amazing, insightful, and I think it's just so cool to take advantage. So thank you, Joey, for hosting this thing. I'm gaining so much information. I'm meeting some new people. I'm connecting with them as much as possible as well. And I'll talk about that later on too. That fire damaged property in Alabama, I ended up contacting the seller, told her that, the feedback I'm getting, I'm just not hearing anything from anybody. Selma, Alabama is just not a good market, and the number we're hitting is just probably not accurate. I did take a couple of extra steps this week and looked at some local buyers in the area. I did give them a call, went to voicemail, left voice messages, sent some text messages. Still haven't got any contact. So I'm still going to work that and see if I can do anything just with the local people that are there. I may even kind of reach out to a realtor and just see the feedback that I'm getting from there too. But I think the best option on that one is probably just for her to list it on Facebook Marketplace. I did pitch that to her, but she said, she can do that herself. It's not something that she needs my help with, which was fine. What else? I got a Mississippi deal that I'm working. I thought this dude ghosted me. I had several TU students call this guy as well to see if he was just ghosting me or not. It's a whole girlfriend situation. She's the only one with the phone, calling her to get to him. This is the one where I had the buyer actually go drive by it. So, I have no feedback for that buyer yet because I can't get in contact with the seller, but he actually did just text me yesterday. So going to see if I can, get some more information with that, see if there's something that we can do potentially to get that buyer to walk it and maybe make something happen with that. That'd be pretty cool. Other stuff that happened this week, my dials are down. Conversations are still being had, but not at the rate that they were. So I need to figure out what's going on with that. I mean, I could call these called no answers that I have, and I'm going through those, but it's getting to the point where it feels like it's monotonous and nothing is happening from them. So I need to, I think, work on creating better drips that I can get them with some automated messages going on to try to touch them every once in a while, because I'm actually finding that in my warmly drip that I have now, people are reaching back out. They are either saying stop or yes or something. I'm getting a couple responses every once in a while from those warm lead drips. So I think I need to utilize that more with some of these called no answers, because as soon as they start and they get in, they have their sequence that they're going through and get hit on the front end. They're not getting it as hit on the back end as I think they probably should be. Another thing I utilized this week, and this is a part of being in titanium, is there's a thing where you can do sell Cassie your deal. I try to take advantage of every single possible thing inside of this community. I paid so much money for this. It would be dumb not to. I find it crazy that there's so many people in this group that don't ask the questions, that aren't coming to the meetings, that aren't utilizing Discord, that aren't, just taking advantage of the wealth of knowledge of people that are in here. I just don't shut up. I just keep asking the questions and keep annoying people essentially until they tell me to stop. I mean, that's the business we're essentially in. And so, I'm going to utilize every single part of it. So this Friday, I've not seen in the 13 weeks that I've been here, anyone sell Cassie a deal, which is just kind of going through the disposition process. So I locked up that contract in Decatur. I'm working with another TU student to try to potentially move it once I get more information. But I said, hey, let me go ahead and learn the skill of the disposition aspect. Let me create the marketing packet. Let me put all the numbers together as to why I think this is a deal and try to present it to Cassie. So literally 30 minutes before the meeting, I started using Gemini, the AI thing, and started to piece some things together from my notes. I went through the modules and literally copied her format that she has in there. I created the Google Doc and the Google Drive folder for all the information, and I literally submitted it at 11 o'clock, which is the exact time the implementation call started. So I said, hey, I don't know if this is right. I've not seen this. I want to make sure that I have the resources available, so when I do start doing this, I know what this looks like. Will you do it? Of course she did it. No one else is submitting anything, and I just don't understand. There's 1,000 people in this group, and it's just so beneficial. So I'm getting this, one-on-one time almost every single week. So nobody else is doing anything. I'm going to take advantage of it as much as I possibly can. Just wealth of knowledge. And, I had good feedback and good information from that. Another interesting thing is within this community, not even just in this community, I think it's in life in general. You kind of need to be loud with things. I have this mantra that I think I got from Alex Ramosi, is people do business with people that are doing business. I'm doing this video. One, it's a self-reflection for myself. It helps me stay accountable. I've posted something every single day for the last 100 days since I've started this journey with TU. I created a habit that I wanted to do. I want a consistent framework to do the same thing as much as I possibly could for a very, very long period of time. And, there's twofold to it. I'm doing this to document my journey from here. That's one goal. It's therapeutic for me. It feels good. I love doing this. I love talking to people and explaining things and helping and growing together. I think all that stuff is amazing. But also, there's a benefit to this. People will see that I'm doing this business. I'm active in this business, and this will potentially create lead flow. This will potentially create JV aspects that I don't know. This will potentially create, greater mentors that allow me to just through osmosis, learn more and more, put me in different rooms that potentially could help me grow. So yeah, I'm going to be loud. I'm going to ask as many questions as possible. And I don't understand why people don't take advantage of that. It's just wild to me. Even from talking to Cassie and selling Cassie my deal, I had someone from TU who reached out to me. It's like, man, I always see you asking questions. I just wanted to connect with you. This was Jake, and we are identical in mindset. It's just this very analytical mind, efficiency and effectiveness, and doing things the right way the first time. We understand the gunslinger aspect, but we also understand there's a right way. And if we can learn the right way, we will capitalize on doing it. Sharpen the saw to cut down the tree, as opposed to just whittling away with the butter knife. We get that. And so that was a cool connection that I had just from putting myself out there in situations like this. Another thing that happened this week, which was the first time, Jason Strickland, who is freaking amazing. I think one of the wisest people I know. He is going to review my calls on Mondays. We did it this last Monday, and he did an entire hour of just breaking down one of my calls, literally every 3 seconds stopping the recording, saying how things went well, how I could have done something different, things that he liked, things that he didn't like. And that is probably going to be the thing I think that levels me up the most is probably those conversations with him. I'm hoping that thing can continue for a pretty long while. Other than that, it's a good week. I'm still, like I said, I love TU. I'm all about it. I think everyone should join it. I think it just will expedite your journey. It is a lot of information. It's not like crazy information, probably in like Pace's group or something like that, but it makes you sit down and think. It can be a little bit overwhelming from all the resources that you do get and all the things that you can utilize. But I mean, I would 100% recommend anyone doing this join TU, because I really believe, I think when I do start seeing success, it's going to come so much quicker than if I was just doing this by myself. I do believe I could do this by myself, but just the accountability, the people and friends that I'm making, the connections and resources, man, it's just phenomenal. So we're on week 13, or 13 is complete. Starting week 14, it is summer vacation, so the kids are back at the house. Wife is back at the house too, so it's going to be kind of hitting the phones a little bit harder, because I'm not going to have to babysit necessarily on the beginnings of the day. So should really start to see some traction next week. Next week is kind of a key week to see how this business should actually go, where I have more time to implement and take action. So I'm hoping to see some real big results start hitting next week. Remember, as always, stay happy, stay hungry, stay humble, and I'll see you next week.